Time is a huge commodity, and whether you're doing an AI automation agency, you're doing work, or you want to grow your business, you want high quality, fact-checked, very comprehensive research. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can create an AI research GPT that leverages 3 separate language models to create an incredible output. I'm going to show you how we can get an input from a client, whether they submit a form or even giving it a URL. We're going to analyze and scrape the entire website. We're going to find interesting facts about that business online. We're then going to reinforce that research and fact check it and get source URLs. Then I'm going to show you how we can use 3 separate language models, Claude, LLaMA, and ChatGPT, to create key and critical research points so that actually at the end of it, you can get a completely bespoke document generated automatically for you without touching anything, including who you're meeting with, when you're meeting them, what their dream outcome is, their website, an overview and 10 facts about the business that you may not be aware of. On top of that, a then kind of AI generated and refined response talking about their business. It's going to understand what your business is about, and based on those 2 things and the client's dream outcome, it's going to create this beautiful 3 critical paragraphs with questions that you can ask the client. On top of that, you're going to get a view from Claude, you can get a view from ChatGPT and a LLaMA model, as well as a synthesized model that shows you everything, all of those things together in one single response. I'm going to show you how you do all of that in one single journey from start to finish, so you don't even need to touch any buttons. And the only thing I ask is, if that sounds of value to you, to consider giving this video a like down below, and if you're feeling generous, a comment as well. And that helps us keep Mother Algorithm at bay, and I really appreciate you. If you don't know who I am, my name is Jack, and my YouTube channel and my school community is all about the latest AI. We're about creating incredible automations, but most importantly, this channel, this community is all about finding the stuff that actually works. If you haven't yet, grab that coffee and let's jump straight in. I'd like to, if I may, show you briefly how this entire automation works from start to finish. Then I'll show you exactly the tools that you need, and then I'll show you how you can recreate it yourself, step by step. And if I do my job properly, at the end of this video, it might change the way that you think about meeting preparation or research. So what's the trigger? So the trigger that I've done a use case for here is for those of you that want to get more clients, or you've got prospects, or you work with individuals, but this could apply for work or anything. So we start with a form. For this example, I've used something called Paperform. So let's check this out, okay? I've got Client Strategy by Planet Automation. We basically have this thing where someone gives us their email, their full name, their company name. They choose which level their business is at. This, by the way, is from my school community. We have like a level system where you unlock things. So I've just left that in there because it's colorful and it just shows you the kind of thing that you can do with these things. We get their website, and then we ask them what their biggest challenges and their dream outcome are. This is incredibly configurable. There's lots of different forms that you could use. I'm showing this as an example. And then we say, hey, come on, man. Let's book your discovery calls. If I just quickly just show you very briefly what this looks like. So let's say I have my own name, and then we'll go over Padawan Enterprises company name. Let's say we are level 7 hero, which is what I am in the community. Let's give it a website. So I'm going to give it this website here. So for instance, dream outcome, I've said here, I'm struggling to get clients. I'd like to review the ways in which we could automate client capture. So just give it something there. And then we book a discovery call. Let's say that, hey, I'm free on the 4th and I want a meeting at 9:15 to 9:30. What happens then? Now check this out, guys. So I'm going to come here. This will run automatically in the background for you, so you don't need to touch anything. And whatever you do, whatever the top part of your funnel is with your client, whether it is a form, whether it's a Calendly link, maybe they send you a DM or an email, you can automate any trigger you want. For this purpose, we're going to go with Paperform. So what happens? They submit. They're going to book a 50-minute discovery call. The second that's done, they give us all the information that we need. Let's go to our journey. Now look, this is what happens, okay? This grabs the submission from Paperform. This here, website overview, takes the URL and says, hey, this is what the website is. I want you to look in their website, look at their about page, look inside their website, and do external research to find us like 10 like interesting facts about that business. It could be stuff like, you know, have they been featured in articles? Have they won awards? Have they got big competitors? What's their product offering? That's what Research A does. Research B says, awesome, I'm gonna go look at what Research A did, and I'm just gonna fact check it. So we're using the LLaMA model here with Perplexity, and Perplexity is like Google plus an AI search. So it's an incredible agent that helps us research things. This website overview will give us a short, snappy, really cool, really brief perspective of what the website's about in just a couple of sentences. To give you an example of what that looks like in practice, if I come to my school community, I go to Padawan, a level 2 in my group, you unlock $1,600 worth of software at least. So you see, it will look something like this, which is a quick 2-sentence overview followed by 5 bullet points about what it can do. So if you've never heard of this business before, you can take a quick glance at it, you know exactly what they're about. Just something to make your life easier at a kind of executive level to just save you the time. So website overview, short, snappy overview. Research A researches the company, looks at their website, looks at external researchers. Research B is checking research A. It said, hey, this is what research A has said. Let's just make sure it actually makes sense. Let's make sure that those URLs are fact checked. Let's make sure it hasn't hallucinated, just to make sure you can have more confidence in what you're going to talk about. And you'll also get the sources in the final document, so you can check that for yourself. What's happened after that? Now look, this is the bit, in my view, I built this in a way to try and make it as helpful as possible for you. Now, we've got the short, snappy overview. We've got facts about the company. Then what we really need to do is like, look, we give Claude, we give ChatGPT, and we give LLaMA basically information about us. What is our business? What do we do? For the examples of this, I've said that we are, I believe it's in this document, Automation Planet, which is an AI automation agency. Here are our services. Here's what we do. All the different things that we do. So we feed it that information. And basically, what we say to it is, look, here's what we do. Here's all the research and facts about the company. And also, here's what the client has said to us is their like biggest concern. Like they're concerned about scaling. They're concerned about this problem. So it takes those 3 pieces of information, you see? Check it out, right? I come down. Can you see right here at the bottom? Look, what they've said, the research and data about the client, and then all the information about our business. And it uses those 3 things to create 3 really intelligent paragraphs, and crucially 3 core questions that we can ask the client in the meeting. I mean, how incredible is that? That this changes literally everything about the way you think about meetings. We do it for the Claude Opus model. We do it for ChatGPT. We do it for LLaMA. And then we've got this King module. Now, I should also say, by the LLaMA's got like, I think it's like a 70 billion parameter model. And by leveraging different AIs together to say, hey, the King's job, I should lift them up a little bit, so it's a little bit higher, right? The King's job is to look, okay, this is a response from Claude, this is a response from ChatGPT, and this is a response from LLaMA. Look at all 3 of them together, okay? And I want you to take the best bits from each of those 3 models' responses to get what I call the King response, which is, look, you can check out the LLaMA, the ChatGPT, the Claude if you want to in a document, no problem, right? In fact, I can even show you here, right? Look, yeah, there's a Claude, there's a ChatGPT, there's a LLaMA, but actually what I want the King to do is I want him to learn something from every response, because every one of the models is going to be slightly different in some way or another. And I want it to kind of grab and synthesize like the best research. If I only have time to read one, I can just check the King response and I'll be ready to go. Then we have this really cool thing here, tools. And then these 2 modules is all about how we actually create the document. And what will happen is that template will be created for us automatically in a G drive. So basically you come back to whatever folder you want to, and we can automate that to be sent to as an email, and it will create a completely bespoke document for you like that you can just access or just have it directly in your email. And that is the entire automation. It is profoundly powerful. It is simple. Sometimes with automations, you can go big, you can go complex, but actually I think if you design them intelligently, sometimes the more simple ones can be really powerful. And if you think about how much time this saves you, this is literally, the way I want you to think about this is as an AI digital employee. In fact, you've got several of them, okay? You've got a research employee, you've got another research who's checking the research, you've got one that's pulling the website, you've got Claude for you, you got another one there, that's 5, that's 4, then you got 5, and then you got 6. All of them working for you automatically, autonomously, completely automated, to get you a document that you can then just say, cool, right, here's who I'm meeting with today. I'm meeting with Padawan Enterprises. Incredible. I go down and then I can decide everything that goes on. So that's exactly how it shows you. And by the way, I'll put all the blueprints, the prompts, the agents, and also the scenarios. So for example, if you ever come down here, you can click on more here, import blueprint, select the file. You simply choose it, you click save, and it will automate all the sort of automations for you automatically. That's all available in my school community. If you just want to know, you'd ever come to every automation, for example, you pick one like this one, scroll down, you got all the tools, all the resources, you just download it here and you upload it and you're ready to rock and roll. So look, with that in mind, let's quickly touch on the tools and then I'll show you step by step how to build this. So the first thing I want you to think about is the trigger. So I've used Paperform here, you could use Tally. It really depends on your own personal circumstances. So say for example, you have Slack. We could use Slack as a trigger. Maybe someone says, hey, Jack, could you check out Magoo Enterprises? We want to work them out. we can have a bot that will look over Slack, and when it sees the URL, it can trigger. You could do this in a Google Sheet. Whatever it is for your particular business, let me down below if you've got questions on that or you want to configure how to do it for your, but essentially we want to trigger. In other words, an input that gives us a URL and business information. I've used Paperform and I'll show you how you set that up. Then we want access to Perplexity. Perplexity is awesome. They're always upgrading it. I love the way that Perplexity works. So if I come over here to Perplexity AI, I've got the paid version. You actually don't need to get the paid version at $20 a month. You can actually get something for $5. So you want to deposit $5 API credits by coming down here onto your name, click on your profile. If it will allow me to click on my profile, oh my goodness. Then you come down and you see this API, you deposit $5. Look at me, I'm not even American, man. I'm using bucks and all the kind of like Americanisms. I love it, the idiosyncrasies. Then I go API, I deposit $5, and then I get to link it to my make scenario, okay? So look, I come back here, that's when I imported, right? So basically you then connect it there. But as I always describe, bro, like this is like the everlasting gobstopper of the API world. I don't know how on earth it's so cheap, but genuinely, like, I feel like you barely ever run out of credits with that. You will do eventually, but it's very, very confident like that. So we've got Perplexity. Now zooming out, you'll notice this is different than other videos I've done on my channel where we tend to lean in maybe one, maybe two language models. I feel the strength of this automation is actually the fact that we're covering our bases. And I know a lot of the pros, the big research AI companies, whether they're developing, any kind of interesting product or the frontier, will use multiple models to cross-reference and kind of, synthesize them and find a best approach. So we get to leverage the strengths of all of them. Now there's more complicated, exciting things that we can do. And I will show you some really cool videos and stuff like that. But as an introduction, I think you're gonna find this one really powerful and really handy. So the three models we're gonna use, so we've got Claude, ChatGPT, and LLaMA. There are other things that you could use if you want to. So for example, in the community that I've got, when you're level 2, you unlock all these apps, right? So in here, for example, you can use Grok AI. These are all plugins that sit within Make that ordinarily are like 40 euros each, but they're free as part of my community. If you're joining there, you can pick different things within there if you want to, like HeyGen's in there, for example. So there's many different models that we could use and plug in. I've picked these three because I think ChatGPT 4.0 is powerful, Claude is powerful, and LLaMA is great, and it's also simple because you're already using it at the research stage. So check this out, right? You need access to ChatGPT. To get access to that, if you're not currently aware, I'll just show you. Come over to platform.openai.com. You're going to come down to API keys, and basically you deposit some money into that in exactly the same way that you did with Perplexity. The third thing that you're going to need then, if you want to do this one, is Claude. Remember, Claude is owned by Anthropic. So, and again, what I'll do, I'll put all these links down below in the description for you so that you can just literally press buttons, sign up, and then implement them, and you'll be completely ready to go with that. Claude is my favorite for language. I feel it's like a personal thing. I find some people feel the same way, and I'm always going to show you the stuff that I think works the best and I actually use in real life. That's why I've had Claude as the king, just because it's good at synthesizing those together, and I just found that with experimental outputs. And then finally, we've got LLaMA, which is what we're using with Perplexity. Awesome. So let's have a look, right? You see, LLaMA 3 Center Online, and you can pick different ones. I believe the LLaMA 3 is actually it's the 7.8b construct that we need. Perfect. All right, cool. Sweet. I think LLaMA is like more powerful than Mixtral from my understanding in terms of parameters and stuff. Cool. And then basically, once you've done that, the only other thing that you need is a Google document and also the platform we're building this on, right? So this is all built on Make.com. Make.com is a no-code automation tool that basically enables us to parade around like coders. We get to configure things together in a modular way and do things that, previously you had to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars or pounds to do. We add modules, we connect them, we link them to different resources, and it is pretty awesome. And you'll pick it up. Knowledge doesn't add, it compounds when it comes to Make. It's really exciting. So now we've covered what we need. I'm going to show you how you build this entire thing step by step. Awesome. So we create our new scenario, and first of all, where are we? Without our formalities. So we're going to name this one 200 IQ Research Assistant. And then obviously, if it's 200 IQ level, we need a big, beautiful brain. All right, incredible. If the brain loads in, it will. All right, cool. So look, this trigger, this form, I'm going to show you how to do it using Paperform, okay? So what do? You click on this big, beautiful purple button and type in Paperform or Tally or whatever form you want to choose, or Calendly, completely your call. We want it to happen when we get a new submission. And think about the trigger best for your business. Then I'm going to put a pin in this for a second. I'm going to head over to our website, our trigger of choice. And then once you head over to paperform.co, you'll see you can create a form in the top right-hand corner. For the sake and benefit of your time and out of respect for that, I'm just going to edit this and show you how it works high level so you can see. And also the cool thing about these different forms is you can actually duplicate it. So if you've got different ideas you want to look at, that's quite easy for you to do. So I've got a title, I call it client strategy. You can basically type all the things you need to there. Very briefly, all the fonts and stuff is managed over here in the theme section. You know, you can configure that to your preferences. I have an image. I find images convert better. People like text, basically chief text, mini text, image. It's lovely. A little bit of text, so we just say what we want. Like, hey, let's schedule a 15-minute discovery call. Doesn't sound so much like a sale as it's described as a discovery call, and it's exactly what it is, right? A discovery call. Now, here, I'd want you to add in the questions that you think are relevant, but what's critical for the automation are these two, which is the website that they're going to give us, and also their biggest challenges or dream outcomes. So for example, this will be very different based on your own particular business. What is the key information that you need? Maybe it's what's your revenue. Maybe you've got certain services for different revenue prices. And then we have conditional formatting that says, hey, when you're building this out, if revenue is X, suggest Y products. If revenue is A, suggest B products. So we basically can go into this form and we can configure things and we can build it however we want to, right? To add new fields, you come down, you come here, add question. You can select the type of question here, like is it a text, is it yes, no, is it an email, blah, 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 blah. Whatever we want, right? Really straightforward stuff, and we can delete it there. Sweet. And if you want to add an appointment, which is basically like linking it to a calendar, you can come down to add question, come here, type in appointment here. Okay, click on the cog, like so, come down, and then basically you can get down to availability, and you basically will prompt you to connect your calendar so you can sign and give it permissions to either your Gmail or your Outlook, therefore enabling you to do things. And you can specify things like the meeting, how long is the meeting, what are the settings, who's sending it, what's the format, what's the time zone, all that sort of stuff, just enabling you to kind of manage things either in Tally or paper form. It's completely your call. So we've got our questions, email, full name, company name, which level is your business at, what's your website, your biggest challenges and dream outcome. Again, you can splinter these out as many as you like, and then also booking an appointment if you would want to. And then crucially, we go over here to after submission. So what do we want to happen once they've completed it? So you can do success page and redirect. I redirect them to, let's say, my classroom, but it could be to anywhere or any location that you want to. I've got a nice little tip for you. If you go into the configure section, you can also add in a title, description, and a cover image. And then at the end of it, you'll have a customized URL thing. So you can basically design that however you want to. When you've done that, you'll have your form. Again, just out of respect for your time, I won't build it from scratch because that could be like 10, 15 minutes that you could be spending on the rest of the video, just getting to like the real super value for you. So once that's done, boom, put our coffee down because it's on fire because we drank a lot of coffee building this sort of stuff. Then we're gonna come back over now to our new automation. Let me move our old automation out of the way. Cool. Now we've got our trigger. Again, it could be Calendly, could be anything. We pick a hook, so we click on add. All right, sweet. This is an OAuth, which means that when you connect it, you'll just be prompted to jump in a new window. It says, hey, sign in, you okay for me to own your life? And you're like, that's okay. We come down to form, and then we click on business strategy or whatever it is that you decided to call it. Excellent. And now we've got a paper form. I'm gonna show you exactly how we actually grab the information from the website to get a bulleted list. Now for this, we could use Perplexity like I showed you in this automation here on the website overview. I'm going to show you another way that you can do this that I think you're going to find very interesting. And the reason for that is because it takes any error risk very, very close to zero. So instead of saying, hey, go and research URL, what I'm going to say is I want you to grab all the information from the website and then focus and convert that text by itself. And then we'll bring Perplexity back to do the research. So what does that look like? Well, look, I click on this. I'm going to type in get HTTP to get a file. And then what we do is we just give this URL from Paperform. Now, you may not see this yet unless you run it. So before you do that, what I would do is right click, run this module only, go over to your Paperform, fill it out, come back, and then you'll see the Paperform will work perfectly for you. And then you'll be able to specify and add the data in there at the same time. So we do get HTTP, we click on this, and basically you can see, guys, look at this, everything's there. Look, your biggest struggle and challenges, text, boom, come down, email, there we go, there's another one, discovery call, all the information has appeared there. It's so awesome. Now come down, and I've got a website. So that is the particular website. Then we click OK. And then what we do is we're going to convert it. Now, if I run this from the top, because I'll show you exactly what it looks like. So we run that. We come then over to our form or whatever form you're using. Let's just go through this again. Company name, Padawan Enterprises. Again, I'll go for the level 6 AI Wizard this time. We've got the website. We'll enter this fake thing, and then we'll book a call on the 1st at 9:15 a.m. We click submit. Incredible, that works in the background. We come back over now to our automation. Paperform will flash up and say, cool, I got it any second now. And when that happens, we'll be able to pass the URL over to the HTTP file. There we go, it's passed it, awesome. And then what this file's done is just downloaded the entire website. But the problem is, it's all in that gobbledygook HTTP. So to fix that, all you're gonna do is you're gonna come here like so. You're gonna go and do HTML to text. Like so, come over here. That's beautiful text parser, and we enter the HTML from there. And then essentially, guys, what that will do, that will just get the text for us, okay? Now, once we've done that, let's add a ChatGPT module here. So we come in, we're gonna create a completion. We're gonna go for max tokens. Now with GPT, you can just put 0, that defaults at the maximum. The model we're gonna use is GPT-4o system. And then we're gonna add a message. We're gonna put it as a user. Now, what's the message? Now check this out. And so for the website summarizer copy, we've got the following, right? So you're gonna be provided with a copy of a website. Your task is to carefully read and comprehend the content of the website. After analyzing the text, generate a concise summary of the key points and main ideas discussed on the website. It should be informative, helpful, to the point, with a maximum length of 35 words. And we ask it to do things like identify the core message or the core themes, highlight the most important facts and statistics, blah, blah, blah. Avoid using unnecessary fluff or filler phrases or the stuff that we don't want to know. We want it to be clear and efficient. And then we talk about concise and precise language. And at the bottom, we wanted to write 5 core features in bullets with emojis, and we give it some examples. So when we've got that, we're going to copy all the text and then paste it back over to ChatGPT. So let's copy all this beautiful text, and we type the message content in like that, and then we'll have the data and just give it the data output from the HTML to text, and then click OK. And we're going to right click on this one. And in fact, what did we call it? I think we'll call this one here. We'll call this one, oops, excuse me, come back off this. Let's just rename it because it's good to keep track, isn't it, actually? So website Snappy. All right, sweet. With a little crocodile for good measure, or maybe it's an alligator. I'm sure the biologists amongst you will be able to tell me in the comments. And then we're gonna move it to website Snappy. We're gonna come down, get the message content, hit paste, come down, and then the website URL is basically gonna be the thing that we get. Excuse me, not website URL. It's website copy. My apologies. Website copy is gonna be the thing from a text parser like so. Then we click OK, sweet. So let's give this a quick test. So come over to the local website. Let's copy all of the content. Let's come back over now to our wonderful automation. We're going to right click. We'll come on, run this module only, enter the text, click OK. And the website Snappy should give us a short, snappy breakdown of what that website is about. So we click on this, for example, and there you go. Look at this. Experts in Instagram and social media marketing, Yolka Digital offers personalized content creation, reputation management, and affordable results-driven services to help boost SMEs, boost their social media presence to engagement, driving customer growth and sales. Their social media expertise, photo and video content creation, reputation management, affordable, tailored, proven success for clients. I don't know about you, but wouldn't it be awesome if they just had that at the top of the website? Let us help you hashtag better. Like, that's just such a beautiful, succinct way of describing what they do. And for you as a busy person who has a lot of time, but doesn't have as much time and you want to nail it, that's just super helpful and valuable to us. So let's just zoom out a sec, okay? Like both literally and figuratively, if this will allow us. Let's align down here. So look, we've got Paperform, we've got HTTP, and we've got the website Summarizer. The next thing I want to do now is get Perplexity to go forth and just do a little bit of research for us on that particular website. So to do that, I want to, first of all, show you what that looks like in reality in terms of what we're going to ask Perplexity to do, okay? So the format and the file that I'm going to show you initially, well, I've got Research A and Research B. Now, Research A's job is to do the research, get us 10 facts, and inform us about stuff on their website and stuff off their website. Research B's job It's basically just to fact check and keep research A in line to make sure he's telling us the right stuff. So let's start with research A. So he's a fact finder mission. Think about this digital employee as like the chief research officer, but we've got to keep him in check. So look, your task is to uncover 10 fascinating facts about insert business. Dive deep into the website and explore a wide range of reliable external sources to gather the most interesting and relevant information for each fact. Make sure it meets the following criteria, and we outlist it needs to be well sourced. It needs to be high quality, it needs to be up to date, prioritize information that happened more recently, like in the last 12 months, versus stuff that happened in the Stone Age. For example, we don't want to ask what the Stone Age guys think about the wheel. It's much more relevant to think about more 2024 stuff. Diverse coverage, relevance matters, clear documentation. We want to avoid redundancy, so we need stuff that's like, you know, it's blue. Oh, it's kind of like blue. You know, like it needs to be unique, different things. So each point earns its spot on our roster. Data-driven insights. Business relevance, so focus on facts that people find valuable and insights about the company's operations. Thought-provoking, aim to include at least 1 or 2 facts that are maybe more surprising. You know, throw a few curveballs in there. I don't mind allotting 20% of our information budget to something that's a bit random to keep us on our toes and keep us guessing. Now look, has to present it in a list of a format, has to use the sources and citations in the footnotes. Let me just say here as well, include sources as naked URLs. So now what we do, guys, is we copy the document like so. And we go back over to our make scenario over here, and then we're going to add in perplexity like so. So come over, we're going to find in perplexity. The top one here is cool. Create a chat to completion. That's cool. It's bouncing around. Let's go for the largest model that's on there, which is a LLaMA 70B instruct like so. Click on this one. Max tokens. Don't worry about that for now. Don't worry about any of these things. Come down to add item, click in the content, and then just paste it in there, okay? Now, 10 fascinating facts about what business. So what we do, we come here. We're going to replace this value with, let's go down to our paper form submission and find out where the URL was. What is website? Yolka.co.uk. Awesome. Come down. Perfect. Come down. It's got the criteria for us there. Very, very nice. And again, we'll just add the URL at the bottom of it for additional reinforcement. And then we go Yolka.co.uk. Perfect. Click OK. And the role is going to be for user, and then we're going to click OK there. Now look, we're going to come back over to the first scenario, just so we named it. We're going to rename, grab that, come back over to our scenario here. And then we know exactly what they're all doing. Research A. Then let's clone him over here. And then this one is going to be research B. And then go from yellow to green to show the pathway that it's gone. Incredible. Now, I'm going to show you exactly what research B's job is. So we come over to research B, which is this beautiful guy here. Please analyze the following output from the previous model. So hey, let's go and check what research A said. For each bullet point in the output, please perform the following tasks. First of all, check the bullet point that has a source URL. If it is missing, try and find it or a relevant alternative to support that information. If a source URL is found, include it in alongside the bullet point. You must include the naked URL for every source. If no reliable source can be found, just remove the bullet point from the list. Fact check the information each bullet point, verify the accuracy of the claims, maintain the original format of the output, including the emoji bullet point. So I'm saying like check it, but I want you to keep the format consistent. For each bullet point that passes, fact check, include the source URL to verify information, blah, 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 all the way down. You must include the naked URL of every source. Please provide the output with fact-checked information. So we do, copy all this. Awesome. Then we head back over now to our scenario. We open up research B guy. We come down, get rid of all of it, push this in. And then what we need to do is basically, come down here. Move this guy over here so you can see. Now look, you want to enter in, you come down to choices like so, come down to message, come down to content, and then we click OK. Sweet. So with all that in mind now, what do we do next? Well, let's give it a quick run from the top. So click run once. I'm going to head over now to Paperform to do another submission like so. Let's open up on a new window. All righto, come down here. Again, pick the email, company name, Padawan Enterprises. Let's go level 2 Padawan this time. What is the website? What is the biggest fear? I want to rule the world. Maybe we do. I did that one. I was like, I should be more specific than wanting to rule the world. Kind of Darth Vader territory. Click submit. Boom. Come back over to our scenario now. We're waiting. Paperform's found it. We've got the HTTP. We've got the text. So Snaps a lot's done his thing. Awesome. And then research A and research B have done. So let's check out what we've got for research A. Come down to choices. Come down to message. And then we've got the content string. And look at this, guys. Yoka is a UK-based e-commerce platform. Yoka offers 10,000 products. Yoka has a strong focus on customer satisfaction, blam, blam, blam. And then we've got all the different resources for that. Incredible. And then check out Research B. Go down to the message. Content string is long. There we go. And you can use, guys, look at this, guys. Look how crazy this is. It's given us the naked URL, where it got the information. We can see it's gone to Yoka. Do you see how like this is good rather than just giving it a single URL? It's actually gone a little bit deeper, and we can see where it's gotten all the stuff for. Like it's even head over to Trustpilot. And I could say, hey, Yoka, so you got 4.5 in Trustpilot. It's pretty cool, right? And how many reviews it's gotten? We know it's under charity, it's price match guarantee, and then lots of other cool stuff. So can you see how the difference in quality? Because look at this, guys, right? I mean, this is insane. That responds both visually, aesthetically, and the naked URL compared to this. This is just taking it to the level which I think is excellent. And also, like, sometimes Perplexity hallucinates, and and because the thing is, guys, like sometimes Perplexity does hallucinate, and it's good just to have that little fact checker to make sure that we're keeping things in order. Now we've done that, we need to move on, I guess, to taking the research we've got from our target avatar, our business. Then we want to take on two things. Number one is, what did they say, is their biggest concern and their dream outcome, or whatever it is that you're looking for. And then information part 3. So their website, facts about their business, what they want, and who we are. We take all those few things together and we turn it into an incredible document that we can then use to save us an hour, multiple hours, and just have a much more intelligent conversation with them. So the first one I'm going to use is going to be Claude. So I open up, I'm going to type in over here, Claude, like so, create a message. Sweet. The model's going to be beautiful. Opus, max tokens, just set at 4,000, and then click OK. Come down to message, come down to role, click on user, and then we get to add content. Now, the cool thing about this content, guys, is that typically it's going to be the exact same for all 3 models, so we'll save time with the copy and pasting. So the question is, what is the actual thing that we need to ask it? So let me pull that up for you so you can have a good look. All right, sweet. Here we go. Opportunities bot. Dun, 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 dun. By the way, if you're wondering how I've got these images to be consistent, I built out a tutorial in the school community about how you actually get Midjourney to build out consistent images in a phenomenally simple way. Like, that's why all the styles. That's why, for example, you'll notice in my classroom, for instance, these styles like level 2, 3, 4, that's going live today. Like it's all got like an avatar on the right, and like they look like they're part of this. Like this image, this ninja image here, for example, is what I used to create this and basically all of them. So if you're interested in that, all that to say, we've got more detail, guys. We've got the information. Now look, let's go into what we're talking about, the opportunities bot. As an AI-powered opportunities bot, your mission is to uncover valuable insights and identify potential areas where our insert business name here can best serve our prospective clients. To accomplish this, you will analyze 3 crucial pieces of information I told you about. Details about our agency, information about the client's dreams, aspirations, and pressing, challenging pain points. Using this information, generate 3 compelling paragraphs that highlight the specific opportunities where our agency or business can provide the most value to the client. Emphasize how their service is going to overcome the challenges. And guys, like, this is the bit where I'd want you to configure it. I'd want you to really think about your sales process. I've done this as an example, but in reality, it could be anything that you want. So maybe you have a framework for your sales. Maybe you like to dig deep into their pain points. Just simply recalibrate this prompt in accordance with your business needs and what you think. I've done it as an example to show you what it does, but realistically, this is a canvas and you're an artist. In the second paragraph, explore the client's dreams and aspirations. Showcase how our agency can help, blah, blah, blah. And so I've actually given it paragraph by paragraph instructions about how I want to think about it in a format that I'm comfortable with, quite frankly. Finally, conclude your analysis with 3 thought-provoking questions. I like that. I like that I can just have a few questions. I can be like, okay, cool. Tell me about this, or tell me about that. And maybe we can download every sales call you've ever had, and we can say, look, what were the questions that we ask a lot? And actually, of those 20 questions, which are the ones that we want to ask this particular client? Or maybe you have those already pre-built in a template. Millions of things we can do. I've given examples. For example, hey, to achieve your goal of scaling effectively using AI, please share your client acquisition cost and customer lifetime value. Blah, blah, blah. Remember to tailor your language and tone to the specific client and their industry. Use clear, concise, and productive, and blah, blah, blah. All that cool stuff there. Okay, now look, we come down, we come up, we're going to copy all of this Now I'm going to go back over now to our scenario. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to type. It's going to be text, not image. We come in. Boom. We enter it all in there. Nice. Then we scroll down. And now if I show you, for example, what we had in our last. So what I'm going to do, just for the sake of speed, I'm going to come down here. I'm just going to copy all of this text. And I'm going to come back over to our scenario. So it's the same text, but the reason I've done this is I can show you where all of the data points actually sit with it, okay? Which is completely, oh, there you go, they're right there, cool. Okay, so look, we've got client's dream, outcome, and problem. Where is that? Well, it is, if we scroll down, it's the paper form, right? So what was the paper form one that we did? Let's book a discovery call, your challenges and biggest dream outcome. There you go, boom. Data and research about the client. And so for this one, guys, I want you to go to research B. You're gonna go down to choices, message, content, like so. And then information about my business, and then just paste in all the information. If you're using an assistant, again, there'll be plenty of videos on my channel showing you how you build, open assistants with OpenAI, but essentially you can load documents, you can load tone of voice, you can load everything, and that could just work there automatically. Alternatively, write a document like this. Basically says, look, here are my services. I do this, I do this, I do this. This is how I do it. CRM management, automate lead assignment, follow-ups, and data entry tasks. I do this. I automate lead assignment process for a sales team, reducing blah, blah, blah. Be really specific. The more data we give it, the more configurability and different kind of outputs that we can get from it when it comes there. Smarter input, smarter output. It's like they say, an hour in pre is worth 10 hours in post. So the more time you can front load this, the better it's going to be, quite frankly. So come in, now let's just rename these ones. So I'm going to call this one Claude, with the beautiful little tree, or a plant, as you will. Cool, give that a second to load in. We click OK. We're going to click on it, and it come down. I'm just going to copy, Control-C all of it. Now, we've done Claude, now let's do ChatGPT. Here we go for our second guy. We're going to go for create completion. We're going to go for yeah, that's absolutely fine. Model, GPT-4 system, add message, role again is going to be user, message content. Just copy and paste it. Just copy and paste it. That's all you need to do, literally. Then come down, it'll ask for a token limit, I believe, underneath. Max tokens is 0. Goodbye, Grammarly. Click OK. Sweet. And then this one, I'm going to right click, going to rename this one Chat GPT. Little robot. If it wants to load in. It's like takes 5 business days for the emojis to come in. It's funny, isn't it? And then finally, let's just come back here, copy all the text, click OK. And then let's add in the LLaMA one as well. So we're going to add in perplexity now. Perplexity, we're going to add a chat completion. Thank you very much. Let's go for the 70 billion instructor, larger parameter model. Add messages. Content is going to be everything we just posted there. Wonderful. Click OK. I want some bit more data for us. And the role is going to be of a user. And then you can play with things like temperature and top P. And just for information about temperature, basically the higher value, the more creative and variable. So like if you wanted a stand-up comic, you'd want a high temperature. If you want it to be a bit more like deterministic, in other words, like more consistent, reliable inputs, you'd go for a lower temperature. One being max, and like obviously the lower you get, the more deterministic it becomes. Cool. And obviously let's rename this guy now to LLaMA. I mean, how cool is this, guys? You've basically got now 3 completely different models, all answering the same question. So then the final thing we want to do is we're going to create the King module, who I'm going to use to synthesize the 3 outputs, but we're still going to grab and see what the other models have got to say, because it may be that like when you do this, you find that like, dude, ChatGPT just seems to always nail it. You'll have different sources and data there available to you. So basically what I do here is I come again, I'm just going to clone this guy. I'm going to bring him over here. Actually, no, we're going to do Claude as the king. Let me come over, clone Claude, come over here, rename him, give him the appropriate respect and homage that a king deserves with his crown. No king is a king without a crown, and we click OK. Awesome, so with the king prompt, let's give it something interesting. So let me show you exactly what I'm thinking with this. So we've got the king research here. Now look, your mission is to analyze the response from 3 AI models, each addressing opportunities from a bot prompt. Follow these steps to create a final output. Carefully read the responses, focus on the insights, recommendations, questions. Compare the responses to identify any hallucinations, inaccuracies, inconsistencies that highlight the strength of each response, such as unique perspectives, compelling arguments, and well-crafted questions. It's also important to note, by the way, guys, that you could run the same prompt through ChatGPT 5 times and get 5 different responses. The point is that like even the same model will give you different things based on the way that these language models work in terms of like probability. Merge the best parts of each response to create a cohesive, persuasive, and insightful final output. Leverage the strength of each model to enhance the overall quality and impact. I mean, I just think this is so cool. Ensure the final output maintains a specified format. And I basically, look, I wanted to do the paragraphs and the questions, include a relevant emoji each section, present the final output as a standalone response without any additional commentary or explanations. Remember to maintain a clear and concise and persuasive tone that showcases our agency value proposition from our competitors. The final output should be a powerful tool to help prepare a productive and impactful meeting with the client. And 2 bits that I did on that aren't in this prompt. The first one is that you must take something from each of the outputs. In other words, we're forcing it to take something of value from each one. And then finally, this is an executive document. Be concise, helpful, factual, and numbers led. Cool, awesome. And we copy this beautiful text from the King research prompt. We come back over now to our wonderful automation King, and we come here, and then basically what you do is you're gonna paste it in there. But for the purposes of showing you where all the different modules are, let me just come back over to the King here, for example. Gonna come down, copy this guy, come back over now to our scenario, paste it in, and essentially you can see at the bottom here. There you go. In fact, I can say I added some additional information, so let me just come back over and make sure that this is fully up to date for you. Okay, so look, let me come back here. Okay, come here. I'm just going to post this in. So a couple of things I added to this. Do not write this as a letter. Keep each paragraph to a maximum of 75 words and write this in as a succinct, informative executive report. You must add 3 questions in the analysis, and I even specified paragraph, question. Remember, clear and concise. You must learn at least one thing from each response. Do not just copy one of the responses. We don't want the King to be lazy. The King needs to be the King because he's gathering everything. So just 2 little small builds in there. I just wanted to add based on my testing and the responses I got. Again, all this is going to be available down below in the description within the school community. So we come back over now to our scenario. And then basically, guys, we say here, here's output 1, output 2, and output 3. So what's output 1? Output 1 is going to be Claude. Output 2 is going to be ChatGPT. And then output 3 is quite simply going to be the LLaMA thing. Come down to choices. Let me just move over here so you can see properly. Choices, oh my goodness, message, content. Incredible. Guys, how sick is that? Now, what's the next thing that we need to do once we've done that? As you can see from our scenario here, we need to do tools and then create a template. Now, this is really cool, but I think you're really gonna like this. I also wanna call out somebody in my community, AS, who actually did a full video in our tip section showing people exactly how you actually build a consistent, configurable aspect in Google Docs. She's incredible. I appreciate you. I just want to call out because I feel learning from others is an incredible way to accelerate, and sharing your tips and knowledge is one of the best ways to learn. She also did part of our competition. She launched a new product. I'm going to put a link for it down below because it is awesome. She's innovating in the space, and I really appreciate you. Now check this out, guys. What do? We're going to come down here, and I'll show what this looks like in this other module here, okay? So we've got this set multiple variables, and then we've got this create a template. So the setting of the multiple variables is basically, if I show you my document here, can you see this is the variables? In other words, these things in curly brackets, okay? And then this is what happens. So when we're setting these variables, anything we want to change based on output is a variable. So look, what does that look like in reality? Now look, I come here, I type in set multiple variables, and I just connect it. I click on it, we come on variables, and then we just add every single variable that we want. So to start the Google Docs side of the thing, head over to docs.google.com and you'll see these kind of templates at the top of the page. So pick one that you like. I, for instance, chose this geometric one as a for example, but it could be anyone that you like. So let's just say, I don't know, let's say we like this business letter as a for instance, okay? We click on it like so, and when Google Docs decides to land and work, it's okay. Now, this is the bit that gets really, really cool. So you'll see, for example, if I compare this to one that I did earlier, now you see, now look, We can add in all these specifics. If you're doing like reports for businesses, you can have your own fonts, your own logos and stuff, okay? So look, what do we want to do? The first thing we want on ours is going to be company name. So let's just say, for example, we want to have Automation Planet. And then we want to have the name of the company. So we could say what we do is we do those beautiful curly brackets, and then we'll just say, hey, company name and curly brackets. And then we can also specify the formatting. So for example, I like to use a lot of color. For the company name, I can just come here and then change that color to like, say I want pink. This is an example, right? And then we've got this stuff here. And then basically we can build out all the stuff that we want. So then all you do for the whole thing is your meeting, okay? Then we do the curly brackets and we say, okay, cool, it would be client name. When are we meeting them? The date, the website, and again, it's just curly bracket, the name of the thing that you want to configure, and the curly brackets. And then we've got dream outcome, we've got website overview, and then we just insert website overview. And then what I'd want you to do is create the opportunities king and call this one opportunities king. We've got Cloud, call that one Claude. And then we've got ChatGPT and we've got LLaMA. And you can do different things in here like insert images and do whatever you want. And then once we've done that, we'll come over to file. You're gonna come down here to find move right here. Come down to move, and then we're gonna say, where do you want it to move? So I'm gonna put it over here to 1000 IQ meeting prep, and then click on move like so. Change yours access, that's completely fine. If you're happy with that, boom, that's done. Now we've created a template, we've added the curly brackets for all the stuff that we want, and we've moved it to a folder that we can now access within Make. So then what you do next, you're gonna come down here, you're gonna come down to Google Docs, and you're gonna put create, come down to Google, oh my goodness, Google Docs, okay? Create a document from a template like so. And then what do we do? We need to find the document ID. So we click on this guy here, for instance, give this a sec to load up. All right, cool. Now look, I come into 1000 IQ meeting prep, which is what I wanted. Then I click on plus to find the document I created. Automation Planet template with a diamond. Does that look familiar? Well, it should do, because that's exactly what we solved that as. How cool is that, guys? And this bit's gonna blow your mind because it's so simple and so cool. Now look, I come over to the actual correct page, which is this one. And then look, it's automatically populated all of the different fields that we set in the first one. So then all you do at this stage is go through one by one and pick out and just align everything together. So we start with the company name. Okay, let's do this together right now. Company name, value. Don't click on the title, click on the value. Client name, same thing. Come down to client name, which is going to be your full name, Jack Roberts. Meeting date. Let's find out where the meeting date is. Come down to value on this one. And then I like to do this one, which is like date and then time, right? So I do date, and the date is the start date, and then the time is the start time. And then we've got website. And again, you know, based on the form you're using or how you get these triggers, it will look slightly different for you. But you just kind of just basically configure it to your own purposes, and it'll just be exactly the same process. Just go through and do the same thing. Then we've got dream outcome, which was this one down here, wasn't it? The value. Awesome. And then website overview. Well, for that we need to go to snappy result, and then opportunities king is opportunities king. Claude is Claude. ChatGPT is ChatGPT. It's all fairly straightforward stuff. And then finally LLaMA is the LLaMA. Come down to choices, come down to message, come down to content, and then we need to give it title. My suggestion for you would be to call it the name of the business. So just come straight down to the company name, which is Padawan Enterprises. Now look, what this will do is it will create a brand new document called Padawan Enterprises in the folder that we want. So then before the meeting, we load it up, we have a look at it, we can set it up to send us an email if we want to, we can do anything that we like. New drive location, new document location, which is basically, hey, where do you want it to go? And I'll just throw it in 1000 IQ meeting prep. Then I click OK. Awesome. Now what do? I'm going to align it. And so for the final example, guys, we want to use something slightly different. Let's get a little bit out there. Let's think of, let's do a coffee company. In fact, there's a big one in London, okay, who are like, they're blowing up. I used to get coffee from them directly, called Grind Coffee. Let's say they Grind Coffee. Look at this, guys. Beautiful website, by the way. I love the paying, love that kind of branding. Let's say Grind Coffee and Loving Life, but you know what, guys? they'd benefit with some AI automation. And do you know what? I know just the agency. It's called Automation Planet, and they're pretty cool. Planet Automation. I didn't even get the name right. Obviously not that well known. Okay, so look, email. Let's add this. What's your full name? Full name is going to be James Diamond from the coffee company. The company name is going to be Grind Coffee House, like so. What's their level? Level 5 Trailblazer. Come down. What is your website? We enter the website there, Grind. And what is your biggest challenges and dream outcomes? So, for example, let's just say my coffee company is scaling, but not fast enough. We want to acquire new consumers through AI and digital marketing. We also want to automate our processes and simplify our operations. It'd be good if processes were spelled right. That's cool. Operations using AI automation. Okay. Sweet. Okay. When do they want to meet as well? They're busy this week. They want to catch up with us on the 4th. And it's got the time zone there. It's a busy day for Planet Automation because, hey, we got so many clients, guys. You know what? You have to book in advance with us. 9:45 to 10. Cool. Now, what do? We come back to automation. Gonna come down here. Gonna click run once. That's gonna wait for paper form. I come back over now. I hit submit. And bear in mind, guys, what have you done in this scenario? You've done nothing. This is just the form the client had. And all this stuff is going to start happening in the background. Look at this. Paperform's grabbed it. HTTP's got on the file. Text parser's already done its job. So Snapslot website, Snappy's done it, and he's already gotten for us the summary. And if I look at this, guys, I load a website Snappy. Ethically sourced premium coffee products available for home delivery or cafes. Compostable pods, subscription discounts, and bundles offered sustainably focused with various gifts, options, and accessories. B Corp certified with the charitable foundation. Monthly coffee subscriptions 22% off. Ethically sourced, extensive range of bean pods. B Corp certified, boom, boom, boom. How helpful is that? Like, that just gives me everything I need to know at a high level. How do I know that's true? Well, I was a customer, so I know for a fact that's how it works. I even tried their coffee in London. Their queues were long, but their coffee was great. Research A's done its job. Research B's done the fact checking. And I come down and check out what responses we've got. Look at this. Here are top 10 facts about Grind. Grind is expanding to 11 locations in London. Grind's revenue grew by 25% in 2020. Grind's coffee is sourced from 20 different countries. Grind's partnered with over 100 startups and scale-ups. Grind's membership model has 90% retention rate, with members citing the community networking opportunities as key benefits. And look at these resources, guys. Co-working insights in London. It's got multiple examples from their website, not just their homepage. So many different things in there. Grind's coffee shops are designed to be Instagram worthy. This is it's got an article from a completely different website. Grind has a loyalty program with 100,000 members. That's actually really impressive, to be fair. And they're partnered with food delivery services like Deliveroo. They've done all these different partners. I mean, absolutely insane. We come off this, and look, it's gone all the way to the end, and the tools module has failed. Dun dun dun. Let's find out why. Let's figure out what happened here, okay? So guys, it looked like I didn't actually save it when I completed this, and so it terminated the end of it, which is a shame. Do you know what we're gonna have to do, guys? We're gonna have to run this whole thing back one more time. So let me come back here, let me save this, and let me rerun it from the top, okay? We run once, but I'm gonna save you the script, I'm gonna fast forward, and I'm gonna submit the form, and then we'll pick back up from tools. I've just rerun the form, I've done the paper form. Again, it's now starting to rocket it through and work through Claude, ChatGPT, LLaMA. It's done the research. And at the end of it, it's gonna create a brand new document for us that's gonna sit in a folder. And guys, so right now, at the day of recording, it is the 19th of June. In a couple of weeks, the Jack Roberts YouTube channel, we head out to Vegas to meet Alex Hormozy and Sam Ovens because we were fortunate enough, because of you, to win the school games last month. And if I haven't expressed my gratitude often already, I want to say thanks. I want to say thanks for being part of the channel and the journey. I remember when I had like 13 subscribers on my channel. In fact, it was a joke with my ex-partner. It was like, I said, I think AI is pretty cool. And she goes, yeah, well, who thinks that? I said, well, me and my 13 subscribers certainly think so. We both laughed about it, and it's so wild to think of like where we are like a year and a half later from that. And it's going to be cool to go to Vegas. So if any of you guys watch the channel, live in Vegas, and you want to hang out when we get out there this month, I'd love to hear from you. So let me know down below in the comments. So look, pick up the tools. That's complete. Google Docs is completed. So what does it mean? It means if we head over now to this part of the website on our Google Docs, I open up 1000 IQ meeting prep, I should see a new document entitled Grind Coffee House with some information that might help us prepare for our meeting. And where are we? Grind Coffee House. Awesome. Let's check it out. We load it up. Automation Planner and Grind Coffee House. Let's check it out. Who am I meeting with? You meet with Jason Diamond. When is it? Okay, that's cool. What's their website? Brilliant. Let me come over here and get a better look. What's their dream outcome? Okay, my coffee company is scaling, but not fast enough. We want to acquire new consumers through AI and digital marketing. We also want to automate our processes and simplify operations using AI automation. Okay, I mean, can you just see how snappy this is? It's so helpful. Website overview. Grind Coffee offers ethically sourced home compostable coffee and products and pods. What are their core features? Ethically sourced, various subscription models. And then we've got our opportunities king. Now check this out. Executive report. Grind Coffee's company's primary challenge is a need to scale rapidly to capture a larger consumer base. Our AI-driven solutions can directly address a pain point by optimizing lead generation and qualification process. By developing custom AI-powered chatbots and integrating them seamlessly with Grind's existing CRM, we can efficiently generate and qualify leads, reducing response time and ensuring quicker conversions. This will enable Grind to focus on high quality leads. We talk about how Grind aspires to acquire new consumers through AI-driven digital marketing and simplified operations. It's picked up on what Grind wanted to do. I cannot stress enough how amazing that is. Like, it knows what Grind wants and has basically washed that with the research and washed it with our own business data. Guys, this is the future. The future has arrived, and it's right here. Our high-volume copy generation service can support Grind's digital marketing by rapidly producing SEO-friendly, blah, 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 blah. It's almost done all the thinking for us. Do you know what I mean? How cool is that? An opportunity for Grind is blah, blah, blah. Then what questions should we ask? Well, let's have a look. What specific pain points do you experience in your current lead generation and qualification process? And how do you envisage AI-powered solutions helping you with that? How do you currently measure the effectiveness of your marketing campaigns? Or what metrics do you use at the moment to determine the success? What are the most time-consuming and labor-intensive processes in your operations? That's a great question. And how do you think automation could help? Then we've got Claude's perspective and Claude's questions, and we've got ChatGPT. And ChatGPT thinks it's a good question. To scale up quickly, which areas of your lead generation conversion process do you find most challenging? Maybe I'll look through that, and I think actually ChatGPT was onto something there. Let me nip it and grab. But guys, you know what the cool thing is? It's at your discretion. It's at your call, what you want to do, how you want to go. All you care about is the fact that the customer does what they do, and you get a beautiful, highly researched document created by digital AI employees that you just take, receive, and do what you want. And hopefully, if I've done my job properly in this video, it makes sense how configurable this is and how many different things that this can help you to get started with. Now, if you're new to AI or you're experienced and you want to challenge yourself a little bit, I encourage you to watch this video on screen now, which is like 10 levels of AI automation. We start with something like really basic and really simple and build on each level to get something at level 10, which is more complex and really powerful. It's a great video. I encourage you to check that one out because it will really help expand your understanding of how to use AI and automation. But in any case, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video.